Yo, what's up? I have no idea how to start these videos. Anyways, the video was a little confused. This is a continuation of, my short that I made. And a little bit has happened. That's not F5. A little bit has happened. I started this server a bit ago. It's like, oh, never mind. It doesn't tell me the day. It's probably been like 5 in-game days. Anyways, nothing much has happened. I've been spending my time just digging a hole, uh, getting blocks for a build idea that I have, but also kind of just to pass some time and think about things. And I had a thought that I feel like it'd be a good idea to talk about breakups, which I know it's probably like 1,000 videos out here that talks about it. But what I want to specifically talk about is my experience with breakups and dating and such. I would first like to say, disclaimer-wise, that I am no champ when it comes to talking to girls, and I definitely do not have riz. But I can say from the few experiences I've had that I know I'm not ugly. I would say I'm like a 7 out of 10 maybe. Something like that. I'm going through a tough breakup right now. Uh I've been struggling a whole lot with coping, losing someone I've been dating for over a year, and I've especially been coping poorly with talking about my said problem. So I started this channel as like a hope of helping me get through it all in a good way, and also to help guide anyone else. And I plan to talk about a lot of random things, but I felt like this would be a good video to talk about breakups. Unfortunately, we all kinda have to go through them. I mean, some of us probably haven't. Any of you guys watching also probably won't be experiencing such a problem for a while. Those of us who have, um, I feel like we can all agree that they suck a whole lot, and you're never really prepared for them. Even if you think that you are, sometimes it really just comes out of nowhere, and you gotta accept it, even if you don't want to. I don't think that's bad. As much pain as you go through while going through the breakup, I think it's more than worth it. Everything you learn in a relationship is beautiful. Like, it's essential for becoming who you are. And you should know who you are before you start dating. How are you supposed to love someone if you don't know how to love yourself? Uh, but some people, like me, I love myself easier when I'm with someone, not because I can't love myself, but because being with someone is like another motivation to be better. And that's a lovely feeling to have. But what I mean is that it's hard to be there for someone when you don't understand how to be there for yourself. Because when you can't do it for yourself, you may not have the right tools to do it for someone else. In my relationship experiences, I have had a lot of time to figure that out. I spent maybe a good half of my experiences uh, acting like I was okay with certain things that I wasn't, and I was acting like I wasn't going to be bothered uh, by things that my significant others would do. I can't do guy friends at all. They're never bad people. I haven't experienced many bad guy friends, but something about having to share someone that you could easily see so many good things about with another dude who's probably waiting for their chance never never sits right. And it's a really scary feeling to get over and to even accept. on that caveat, if you love someone, I don't think that you should ever really have to fear that. In my last relationship, I had no problem with anyone that she was friends with. I was pretty much chill with all of them, and in fact, I would consider most of them my friends now. But there was one guy who, by accident, he didn't know, uh, did something that I would deem as like, uh, trying to raise someone up or get closer to him, and I wasn't comfortable with it as a boyfriend. I was kind of really against it, and I asked if that could stop, and of course it did. But things inevitably got harder because she was still friends with the guy. And again, I would ask like, "Hey, could we like do something about this?" And it was pushed aside for a while. Like, they're one of my friends. I've known them forever. Like, I'm not gonna be rude to them. And that's where I had to draw the line. I had to sit her down and be like, okay, I get it. They're one of your friends. But the things that they do are not comfortable with me. And I would like that they stop or you guys find something else out because I don't like how this feeling feels. And it was after that conversation that things actually started to change. Like, we spent a good 2 hours talking and changing things around so that we could get it to fit a little better. That was the first time I ever experienced that. I've I've had to witness the person I'm dating get all touchy-feely with a dude that she told me about and said nothing was going on, but like you could pretty much tell every time she was with him. She was really, really, really wanting to be all up on him, and it, it was not fun to watch. Well, anyways, after that long yap, uh, that's a really important thing that you'll learn from relationships is setting a boundary about what you like, what you don't like, what you accept and what you don't. And you also learn really great ways to cope with things. Uh, like I said, I wasn't perfect at this the first time. I ruined many wonderful relationships because I didn't know how to communicate my feelings. And that is an essential part of a relationship. But to learn how to do that, you kind of have to experience certain relationships. Because you can't just be good at one thing right off the bat. Well, I mean, some people can, but that's not for everyone, and that's totally okay. You're supposed to experience everything to the fullest, and the fullest implies that things can go wrong.